this is Miss Cindy from the Alexandria Museum of Art. Welcome to another AMoA Family Friday. This week, we're starting a series of videos about stop motion animation. I know, really exciting. Stop motion animation is not a tricky thing to do as a family. If you're concerned that it's going to be too hard, that it's going to be too technical, don't worry about it. There are so many cool resources out there, and I'm going to show you a few. Honestly though, it's a super fun process, and with a little practice, you could get really good at it. So let's get started. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is think of a very simple story. Maybe for school, you've had to think about how to write stories. Maybe you've talked about having a beginning and a middle and an end. Maybe you've talked about characters and rising action. All that stuff can come into play here. But to start, keep it really, really, really simple. So you're really going to think about having a beginning and a middle and an end, just like these kids in my summer camp did. And all they did was just think about their little figures that they had, little toys, things that you might find around your house, and just think about what they could be doing. Think about maybe there's some kind of conflict, right? Like, why are they doing what they're doing? Just think about that, but keep it really, really simple, because really at first you're just going to shoot for a few seconds of video. You want to keep this really simple to start. You can just simply have a beginning and a middle and an end. As you see, these kids came up with really, really simple stories about what their characters might be doing. So I want you to think about any little toys or figures that you might have around the house, and it's just like you're playing with them, right? Sometimes you play with your figures and you make them do things. This is the exact same thing. I'm going to show you and your grown-up now how you can work together to get started to make your own stop motion animation.
First thing you're going to do is find a space to work. Now, I covered my space with a nice big piece of black paper as a backdrop, but you could use pieces of cardboard or foam board or anything that would give you a nice space to work on, or you could just work on the desk if you're practicing. There are all sorts of possibilities and no wrong answers here. The next thing you want to do is to choose some toys or objects to animate. You can animate just about anything. Next, you'll want some sort of device to record on. You'll need a phone or a tablet or possibly a laptop with a camera. Next, you'll need some sort of tripod or something to hold your device steady. This tablet has a little folding cover that actually forms a little tripod, so we're going to use that. I do have to put a little piece of paper between the device and the cover to help it set up a little straighter, but it actually works pretty well. You might want to get your grown-ups help with this, but you're going to look for a stop motion animation app on your device. Now, we use one called iStopMotion. It is about $10. That's a one-time fee. But there are so many others to choose from on both Mac products and on Android. Some of them are even free. We've tried several over the years and really like iStopMotion. So you're going to launch your app and you're going to position your characters. That button right there takes the picture. So you're just going to start by taking a picture of your figures and just gradually, very, very gradually move them. That's the key to smooth movement. Each time I move my figure, I'm taking a picture. Now, very, very gradual. That's really the key. The more gradually you move them, the smoother the movement's going to be when you play it. So here, this button is to play, to see what you've done. And so my little characters are spinning, and I'm pretty pleased with that. So many of the apps are very similar. So I'm going to walk you through what this app does. So this button up here, you push it and that takes you out to all your videos. And then if you want to come back and look up here, you want to make sure that's set to single. Now this button shows which camera you're using. There's a camera in the back, which we're using now. There's also a camera in the front. So if I hit that button, that's going to point towards me. Over here, there are some buttons you can use to focus your camera or to change the exposure to make it brighter. Now, you can click the Done button up here, and that'll take you back to the main screen. Now, if I hit that question mark, it's going to show all the different functions of the app. I'm actually going to change the audio and record some sound. Whee! Now, if I want to remove the audio, I can click this button that says Remove Audio, and I can try it again. Now, if I click on Clip Settings, that allows me to change the speed of my video, so I can make my figures move faster or slower, depending on what I need. Sometimes if they move a little faster, it's a little smoother, but sometimes it's too fast, and you don't want your video to be over with so quickly. But you can play around with it and decide what you want to do. You can always change it back if you don't like it. You can add grid lines right here, and that's going to help you see where your figures are better and help you center them. You can make that go away as well. I played around with mine and tried to make it a little faster and then a little slower, and I ended up changing it back to the original because I liked it better that way. You and your family can just get on whatever app that you decide to get, and you can just play around with it. Pretty much anything can be undone after you've done it. Some of the apps have really cool features where you can add music and all kinds of different things. So just play with it and have fun. It's a really great way to use your imagination and do something constructive with your technology. There are so many different kinds of stop motion animation you can do. This is really just the beginning, but you can totally play around with any kind of objects and animate them and just have so much fun while you're doing it.
Was that fun? Did you enjoy doing stop motion animation? Do you want to learn more? Okay, well, at the Alexandria Museum of Art, we're going to be offering our members exclusive access to video tutorials. I've taught several different types of stop motion animation over the years in my summer camps and extended workshops. The museum will be offering our members access to more in-depth tutorials on different types of stop motion animation. And I'm very excited to be able to offer this to you guys. Stay tuned on how you can access special member videos by being an Alexandria Museum of Art member. Now, to make sure that you catch all of the fun, exciting videos coming from the Alexandria Museum of Art, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us today, and until next time, stay creative and be kind to each other.